Why is it doing that? What's it setting itself to? 2,800. Why is it setting itself to that? That's such a random number. What? Okay. Velocity point y plus equals gravity. If velocity y is equals to that, I'm gonna set this back to 500. Okay, so it's setting itself to 2,833, so there has to be something that's multiplying itself. But I am not sure what. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this right here. I'm gonna place this at the top. See if that changes anything. Nope, it is still that. I'm actually gonna change these from exports to just regular old constants. Const var nope. Constant max velocity equals const. I'm still gonna make this I forgot what this is called, but constant. Oh, there we go. Oh, but there's still the problem about you can just hold it. What to do about that? That's a problem for later. Okay, so then this is honestly pretty good. Like, this is the flap. This is flap. This is how the game works. This seems somewhat okay. It could rotate a little, but I'm not too worried about that. Plus, I don't really know how to do that. Wow, that's actually really easy. Interesting. So now that we have this, we can go back to, this is the background. Flappy Bird. Next, what do we need? We need pipes. and the ground. We need pipes and the ground. So, drag this up here. Nope. Drag this in here. So it's a sprite 2D. And we save this branch as a scene. Put this in the world. I'd say, yeah, the world. Then go to this, create pipe, give it a collision, and a sprite. Wait. Collision shape 2D only serves to provide a collision shape to a collision object 2D derived node. Please use it only use it as a child of area 2D, static body, rigid body, character body 2D, etc. to give them a shape. A shape must be provided for a collision shape 2D to function. Okay, then can we just make this a rectangle? There we go. One sec. Hey. Let's change this. Making Flappy Bird. Teaching myself godot. There we go. That works. Okay, so now would this be a rigid body? Because what are the parameters for a rigid body? I shall go to the Google engine documentation. Rigid body. Using rigid body. What is a rigid body? A rigid body is one that is directly controlled by the physics engine in order to simulate the behavior of physical objects. In order to define the shape of the body, it must have one or more shape 3D objects assigned. Note is altered by setting its properties such as mass and weight. A physics material needs to be added to the rigid body to adjust its friction and balance and see if it's absorbent or rough. These properties can be set in the inspector or via code. See rigid body 3D or physics material for the full list of properties and their effects. Yeah. Now what about rigid body 2D? There's probably one of those, right? Rigid body 2D godot. There we go. This doesn't matter. Rigid body 2D implements full 2D physics, it cannot be controlled directly. Instead, you must apply forces to it, gravity, impulses, etc., as the physics simulation will calculate the resulting movement, rotation, react to collisions, and affect other physics bodies in its path. Interesting. I actually kind of want to see how that would work on this. So let's do rigid body 2D. So how do I give it a texture? Rigid body 2D, rigid body, D script. Yep. All nice, fun, dandy. I don't want this back, I just want this. I'm gonna pull this off my screen. This is just kind of like a... Does it just not appear there then? Nope. Appears not. So there's no real point in using that, is there? I mean, there most definitely is, but like I can't. Process, material, texture. Never mind, that's not it. Visibility. Nope. Transform. Nope. And nope. Alright, let's change this back to one sec. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna change this back. I'm actually just gonna flat out delete that because I don't need it anymore. So what I'm gonna do is delete this. So it should not be there anymore. Yeah. And that's fine. That's fine. What I need to do is, instead of doing the pipes first, I want to Okay, let's do this. 2D. Let's get rid of that. So it's just this. Let's see, can I find it? Can I find it? That's a question. Area 2D. And we can change this to ground. Ground, and then Control S. And we can change that. Assign that to that, and yep, this needs a collision shape. And now we need to create a collision shape. Oh shoot, this still needs a texture. Where is this? Right 2D. Ground. And now we can do this. This. Why can I not see this? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so next we need to go to world. Actually, first I'm going to click this and delete them, because we're not using those right now. So world, then ground, I forgot what it's called. What do you mean it has no shape? Do I need to save? There we go. Nice, very nice. So we need to do this. Line it up, or more like put it right there. Line up all nice and tidy. And then when we play, it should appear right there. Yep. But it is not reacting. Why is it not reacting? Sorry, I've spaced out there a little bit. Yay. So it should. So what we needed to do is first we need to crap, what's it called? Shoot, what's it called? I'm pulling a blank right here, not gonna lie. Whenever it hits, we need to send a signal to the Flappy Bird, right here. We can also, we can backspace. That would be right here, yep. So we would change this, we would subtract it by rotation, or I forgot. How many pixels is this? I completely forgot. Project settings. I completely forgot. Not scale. I do not need a 852. 852. Oh, that was completely the wrong thing. I was on I want to be right there. Not gravity. Linear. Nope. Transform. Here we go. And 852. Not what we wanted. So we need to bring this up a little bit, because that's right here. We need it to be to where it's right here. Kind of like wait a minute. That's a wee bit weird. So what we want it to do is what is the size for this again? I honestly completely forgot. It's 1700 pixels across by 168. Oh wait, that's gram, not what I wanted. 864 by what's called 768. So that's what we want this to be. We want it to be a little bit more that way. We don't want to stretch it out. What we want to do is go to project settings. Okay, at some point. Oh, I accidentally, for these, I accidentally swapped. So it should be like this, not. Okay, that I understand. I understand it now. So copy this, and then so it's 6, 4, 8 plus that. That should do it. Never mind. That did not do it. Project settings. What we need is the total vertical length of both of these combined. So the background is 768. Yeah, X, Y. Yeah, 768 plus 768 plus 168. So we pull out the calc, the calculator. Where's the calculator? Calculator. So what do we say? 168 plus 768 936. So we need this to be 936. Nope, not width. 936. And we need the total length just to be the background. That's all we care about for this. What? It says y'all aren't receiving enough kilobytes a second for smooth, but I'm not sure why. Okay, it looks like it's better. Okay, so we need this to be 864. 864 should patch it up. There we go. All nice and tidy. So we're gonna set this right smack dab in the middle, for now at least. So in the ground, we're going to set this to 0.0. So it is right there. Then we're going to set this to 800. Nope, not ground. 864, so it's right underneath. 864. And that should be right. It is not right. I think I may just have to move this myself, to be completely honest. But I don't think that's how this is supposed to work. I'm just gonna like subtract all of this. Aw, crap. Never mind. Gonna add everything back. And then just do this by hand. There shouldn't be anything that goes catastrophically wrong because of this one change, right? That was sarcasm. Just in case you didn't know. I'm gonna do this, make this a little bit more precise. What about up here? Alright. Good over there. Not good over here. There we go. And this is good. That's good. So this should be good. And it is good. Amazing. We're not too worried. What? Why? Make gameplay embed? There we go. Here it is. Very cool. I think it's just the way this is positioned. That's why it looks weird. I'm going to move this down uno pixel. So it's like that. So it should. You shouldn't see yourself right here. Okay. Very cool. Now we need to emit a signal that crap. Here we go. What is wrong with this? Root node of scene is recommended to not be transformed, since instances of the scene will usually override this. Reset the transform. When did the music stop? Yes, I'm still watching. Man. Whatever. Okay, so we need this we can actually get rid of both of these. Whoa, voice crack. Signal, let's just say hit, and then we can go to node for this. Not that. When area, body entered, emitted signal when received body enters this area. Body can be physics, body 2D, or tile maps. What about area entered? That seems about right. Then that would be hit dot emit. Hit dot emit, and go to this. We go to the physics process and hit dot received, maybe. Nope. If hit, how do I receive a thing? Signals, move that over there. Signals. Area. Okay, cool. Area entered. This is exactly what I was looking for, honestly. I'll move that over here just so I can see what's happening on this, because this is an area 2D. Use Control F on this. Area 2D. Area 2D signals. Area entered. When emitted when shape 2D of received area enters a shape of this area requires monitoring to be set to true. Local shape index. How? So how do I use it? Like, I need... What's an example? Requires monitoring. Method descriptions. Bool monitorable. I'm very confused. Array area 2D, get overlapping areas. Nope, not what I need. What's this? Example, get the collision 2D node from the shape index. Var other shape owner equals area dot shape find owner? So does that mean I need to do like... That's a little bit weird. Oh, wait, I think I have a way to fix this real quick. So I can just set this back to 0. Go on to World 2D. World 2D, there we go. And, yep, pretty much just go on to Ground, Transform. Alrighty dighty. Then I can just redo that, undo that. Ground the signal. So how do I receive? How do I receive a signal? How do I make a? How do I make a what node receive a signal in Godot? To connect a signal from another node from code, you can use the connect method, emitter connect signal name, use signals. Okay. Using signals. Signals are a delegation mechanism built into Godot that allows one game object to react to a change in another without them referencing one another. For example, you might have a life bar on the screen that represents the player's health. When the player takes damage or uses a healing potion, you want the bar to reflect the change. To do so in Godot, you would use signals. Like methods, callable signals are a first-class type since Godot 4.0. This means you can pass them around as method arguments directly without having to pass them as strings, which allows for better auto-completion and less error. Okay, never mind. Less error prone. See the signal class reference. So I know how. Like, I've gotten up to this node. Hello. Okay. Would it be like on hit received, like func on button? Well, let's actually read this because it might. Scene setup, create new scene, 2D. We want another node as a sibling of Sprite 2D. To do so, right click on got that, search for button, add it. The node is small by default. Click and drag the bottom right handle of the button in the viewport to resize it. If you don't see the handles, ensure the select tool is active in the toolbar. Okay. Yes. Very smart. Double click. Press signal to open node connection. If you click the icon, a window pops up and displays information about the connection. This feature is only available when connecting nodes in the editor. Let's replace the pass keyword with code. Set process not is moves thanks to code in the process function. Godot provides a method to toggle processing on and off. Node.setProcess. This is actually really helpful. Like, honestly, this is a good one. I might use this later. Another method of the node class is processing returns true. If idle processing is active, we can use the not keyword to invert the value. Oh, I got it. Yes, this is also get node timer. Var. Yep, here it is. So, oh, never mind. Let's go onto this real quick and just like say on area entered. Let's edit this. Can we? No, this is correct. It's going to itself, but that's what we want. What we want to do is we want to go to this, and we want to receive it. But how do I receive it? That's the $1 million question. Where was I just at? Using signals. Here we go. Complete script. I have no idea what this is. But how do I get I am a wee bit confused. Oh man, confused and tired, Jesus. And maybe if we go to the comments, because they usually have signals are one of my favorite parts of Godot, but wiring signals one-to-many or many-to-many events can be time-consuming and difficult to maintain. Not what I want. I have spells and buffs. I don't want to write separate signals for each element. Here is how one can create event-based procedural. Also not what I want. Nope, not what I want either. Nope. This could be it. Built-in signals is okay. I got so scared for a second. I thought my mic was on. I'm gonna go back out of this. Just look at this AI overview. To make a godot node receive a signal, you need to connect the signal from the emitting node to a function callback in the receiving node. This can be done either in the editor or through code. Connecting. A better way of how do I make a node receive a signal from a different node that is not its parent or child? Enter. To enable a node to receive a signal from another node that is not its direct parent or child in Godot, you can utilize the connect method in GDScript. This method allows you to establish a connection between signal emitted by one node and a function signal handler in another node, regardless of their position in the scene tree. Okay. Gonna move this over here now. So connect. Child enter tree. Nope. I am ground. Could this work? I just like do hit. Nope. Signal. Nope. Oh my lord, this is not fun. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's very. Alright, to enable a node, determine which node will. For example, you have a button node, it might emit a press signal. One sec, sorry. There we go. Okay, Identify the receiving node and the handler functions. Determine which node will receive the signal and name the function within that node that will handle the signal. This function will be called when the signal is emitted. Establish the connection using connect. Okay, my bad. I am back. Here's how. Determine which node will receive. I'm just gonna look this up real quick. I swear okay, that should be good. Godot. And Godot receiving okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. Determine which node will receive the signal and the name of the function within that node that will handle the signal. This function will be called when the signal is emitted. Establish the connection using connect. In the script of either the emitting or receiving node or a third managing script, you can use the connect method to link the signal to the handler function. You will need a reference to both the emitting and receiving nodes. That's big boy knowledge right there. So the code and the script of the managing node or receiving node. If it can access the emitter, func ready var emitting node, get node path to emitting node, replace with the actual path. Var receiving node equals. Actually, I'm not sure if this is technically cheating by what the parameters, I said the parameters would be, but there's a really good example of this on the Survivor's clone. It's kind of, I believe, the damage between the enemy GD func on her death. Okay, node, never mind. Experience, nope. Oh, I need to. Oh, that's a lot more annoying. Hitbox? I feel like there would be temp disabled, collision dot call deferred set. Okay. I got it. I'm joking, I really don't. Hurtbox. Let's see. Node. Here it is. Hurtbox. Oh wow, that's a lot. Okay, let's see. Can I work through this? Export enum, cooldown hit once, disable hitbox. Signal hurt. Damage angle knockback. Func on area entered. Is there just like a single emit in this? Emit. Emits, emit signal. Hurt, damage, angle, knockback. Man. So this should I would like to see where it's going though. Edit, nope, not edit. Go to method. Just show me where it goes. Like, I know. Are you saying it just like it? Barnacles. What about, so, since this is this, it should have like a receive function, right? Damage, movement, attack. On hurt box. On hurt box hurt? This has a signal, right? Yeah. On hurt box hurt. Hurt. Box. Hurt. Hurt box? What was it again? On hurt box hurt, yeah. Damage, angle, knockback. Hurt. Hurt. Box. Hurt. Hurt. Box. Nope, never mind. How about this? Hurt box. Never mind. How about hurt box? Never mind. Box. Nope. Emit signal. Here it is. Emit signal. How about emit? Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm going to say ground hit emit no yeah. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this area. How about I don't do this and I like Control X this and then paste it and the Flappy Bird. Would that work? I don't believe so. I don't think that would work, sadly. Barnacles. Unfun. Wait, maybe. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with this. This seems fine. I just need to figure out how to make this constantly, the Flappy Bird constantly register for it. Input events, nope. Draw, nope. You know, I'm just gonna YouTube this. And hope I don't get copyrighted. But how to make a signal. No, how to connect a signal. Signal in Godot. What's this? Godot 4? I don't think it's gonna tell me. And it should say like somewhere on here. Oh yeah. Let's just say Godot 4.
Did you know you can AFK Bloods and Zaya whilst learning to code in Python? Go to boot.dev. We've known our students to
Cool,
pull it
thank
off.
you.
Here's how.
I don't really care.
Games have buttons, doors, chests, and a myriad of other elements you interact with and that you expect to respond in a specific way.
I am going to
To do
stop
what
this
you
for a
need them to
second.
do, these elements need to report events to the game to trigger the action you expect them to trigger. We call that a signal. In this video, we'll check out 2 different ways to connect signals in the engine.
Thank
Using
you.
code, we connect the signal emitted by a button when it's pressed to
Yeah.
hide and unhide a character. Then, using the editor, we connect the signal emitted by a 3D door to open when you walk up to it and close when you walk away from it.
Oh,
This video
nice.
is sponsored by our good
I don't care.
And if you're still with our pathway. In games, as in pretty much any computer program, you often need a change to one entity, such as clicking a button, to affect another entity, such as hiding
Crazy.
a character here. So I've made just that in this little example. If I click the hide button, it hides the character.
Whoa.
It changes the text.
Yo,
Then I
this is
can click it again
y'all,
to
this is some
show
pretty
the character
advanced
back.
stuff.
To do that, in Godot, you can use a built-in feature called signals. If I click my button to select it, and
This is
drag
also
the top
GD
right of the
Quest.
space,
GD Quest,
you
how
can
to
see
use
a
signals in
long
Godot
list
4.
of signals. These
Just
are
so y'all know,
messages
in case
that
y'all
emitted automatically
want to check.
when something happens to the button, such as clicking it. You can connect the signals to some script file in your scene and react to the signal using a function. So if I click the script at the top of my scene, you will see, well, some code that I'm going to hide, and I'm going to show you how to connect a signal via code.
So,
And then we'll see how to connect the signal
what you're
using the editor.
saying is just like
So
funk,
first, to connect the signal, I need to access the node that
signal.
has the signal. So in this case, it's the button.
Nope.
I want to know when the button was clicked. So I can click and drag my button onto my script file. You can see that it has a little person sign, and you can see the same signs in the scene doc. You can activate that by right-clicking a node and going to access as unique name. You can find a video dedicated to that in this series. But this just makes it easy to access the node. So I get a reference to my button like this, And then I'm going to write
Uh-huh.
a dot to access the properties of the button and its signals, and I type the name of the signal. In this case, it's pressed. When you click a button, it gets pressed, and the pressed signal gets emitted. And then I add another dot to access the functions of the signal, and I write connect to connect that signal to something. The connect function expects you to connect to another function, a function that will get called when the button is pressed, allowing you to run any code you want. And we've seen in the previous video that Godot 4 has lambda functions, anonymous functions. So we can use that when connecting signals.
Mm-hmm.
So I type inside of the parentheses func, and then parentheses, colon, and from the next line, I can write the instructions in my function. And so I'm going to get the character, I can drag and drop it, or I could type, a percent character like this, dot visible is equal to false. This is going to make the character.
This is not helping, like, really at all. It's a good tutorial, but it is not
Visible upon clicking the button.
for my needs. So I am going to put this over here, self accountability, like I was saying yesterday. How to how to make collisions in Godot 4. Nope. Well, yes.
All the assets used in this project are linked in the
Cron.
description.
It's made by Cron. Go check them out. How to detect collisions using groups and Godot.
Start by adding an Area 2D node to your player character. As a child of this Area 2D node, add a collision shape 2D. Create a new shape and resize it to fit the area of your player character. Next, select your Area 2D, head over to Node on the right side, and then select Groups. Add the Area 2D node to a group called Player. Repeat these steps for everything that you want the player to collide with. In my case, this will be an enemy and a coin. Make sure to add each Area 2D to a relevant group. For my enemy character area, I've added it to a group called Enemy, and for my coin area, I've added it to a group called Coin. Next, go back to your player, select your Area 2D, and go on over to Signals. Go down to the Area Entered signal, double click it, and connect it to your player script. This function will be called when the player's Area 2D collides with another Area 2D. If we put a print statement in here and make it say something like collided, and then run our project, we can see that it prints whenever we collide with another object. However, the problem with this is we're not taking into account what objects we are colliding with.
Well,
Luckily,
that's
this is
actually a
very
pretty simple way of doing it. Instead of using this, so like disconnect, go to this. We could get rid of this now. Get rid of signal hit, signal hit, because all this is doing, all the Flappy Bird is like ever going to hit if you hit something is either the pipes or the ground, because there's not going to be any coins or anything. So, yeah, we could just like do like on area entered, set this to them. Never mind, I lied. Go to this. This is what we want. Collision shape. Not collision shape. Child entered? No, not that. Does it not work with that? Does it have to be like, no. I'm gonna watch that video over again.
All the assets used in this project are linked to Area 2D and might each Area 2D to a relevant group. Like enemy character area, I've added it to a group called enemy. I added it next D and go down to the area entered section.
Oh, it has to be an area 2D. Oh. It has to be an area 2D node in it. Gotcha. So, gonna go back to this real quick. Okay, so we create a node for this, or child node, and it's going to be area 2D. And what do you mean you don't have? Consider adding.
Connect it to your player script.
Ew. 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 Can I like grab this? But I can. Oh, that's so good. What? Oh. Oh. Uh-huh. So it's still saying that it doesn't have a shape. That is wrong. That's objectively wrong, right? Like I'm not dumb on that part. Let's see, did I break anything? Have I broken anything? I haven't. Oh my god, I haven't. How do I okay, there we go. So what this node has no shape, so it can't collide or interact with other objects. Would I just put it like that? No, because then this would... Nope, can't do that. Nope. Nope. What about that? Nope. How do I do this without needing...
This function will be called when the player's area 2D collides with another area 2D. If we put a print statement...
Do I just need like two of these? Because I need a shape for this. Well, do I though? Do I technically need that? Cause hold on, let me get rid of this. Put that back on. Wait, no, never mind. I lied. Collision shape 2D. Because it only needs to tell when it's entered something, because once it does that, I haven't actually explained to y'all what this is gonna change, but area entered, Flappy Bird. So when the area is entered, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna add an underscore because the area doesn't really matter. I'm going to set the velocity to 0. Velocity equals 0. I have to put it as vector 2. Vector 2 equals 0, comma 0. So oh, and then I need to add this again to the physics process, We can get rid of this. This doesn't matter anymore. On area entered. I don't want an argument though. Kind of just like 1. Sure. But there's nothing entering it. I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay, that looks good. Uh-huh. Yeah. Fun. But there's nothing entering it. Why is it what? If Oh, actually, oh, it's 'cause of the world in the background. The background actually can where is it? Ordering, not ordering, visibility, nope. Offset, no. Where? Where's the layers? The layer thing. Canvas item, visibility node. Nope, 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 nope. Yes, here it is, visibility. So we can set this to 2. So this shouldn't react. It still does. Why does it still react? It's on a different layer though. Why? Why no work? Why make things be difficult? Whatever. I'm gonna end the stream right here. It's been a fun one. I've got some stuff done. I actually got the flap to work. Or well, it was working. But I did get that finished. It was fun. It was around an hour and a half, which usually happens. I had fun, and if y'all enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good night.